that makes it so that I'm not even competing with anybody else because I'm the only person that has this perspective. That is how you use your environment, and you shift it and you shape it towards what you want to have happen, instead of you giving your power away and blaming the environment for why you can't create the life that you want. This is so much easier said than done. So when I do have that uncomfortable experience, which still happens to me frequently, I look at what is it in the environment that I am not exerting power over, and why can't I? Because when I take that level of accountability for my decisions and for my role in my environment, I start to see ways where I'm communicating in a way that's casual instead of committed, or I don't feel like I can influence the decision, so I just entirely withdraw instead of staying in the game and figuring out how to fight through whatever the issue might be. So when you notice that you feel powerless, how do you take that indicator, that feeling of discomfort, and actually use it to say, okay, what would I have to do in order to have more power in the situation? And then you go and do those things. This brings me to my last point. True power lies in being able to read the room. If you hop into rooms where you feel entirely powerless, it is likely because you don't know how to read the room. Every room needs somebody to influence it, and you are either able to influence it or you're entirely unable to influence it. If you're unable to influence it, you probably have to do work outside the room in order to get skills, experience, research, a point of view to be additive and to be beneficial to that room. Because if you can't add anything, what are you doing in the room? Nobody wants to be in a room where they can't add any value to what's going on. So if you are in the room and you're watching what's going on and you are responsible for what's going on, how can you actually take control to ensure that what is supposed to happen actually gets done? I have been in countless meetings where no one knows what's going on. Someone pretends like they have a direction and it goes all over the place, and people, just because they think that person is powerful or knows what they're talking about, they agree. Or worse, they're entirely checked out. So the person in charge making bad decisions isn't pushed back on, and people in that room are entirely disengaged because they don't think the person who's in charge is actually gonna get them to where they're trying to go. So it's just a freaking waste of everybody's time. Welcome to meetings in the United States of America. It is normally one person who doesn't know what's happening, trying to get other people to believe that they know what's happening, when really those people could have made a different influence, and they somehow feel victimized that they aren't the ones that are influencing the room. So how do you be the change agent in these rooms? You have to first understand what is happening in the room. Are people engaged? Do people actually pay attention when somebody's talking? Do they pay attention when you're talking? If the outcome of the meeting doesn't change because you were there, you really shouldn't be there. Powerful people understand their influence in a room, and they understand how to read a room. And if you are a powerful person, you value your time. So you're not showing up to rooms without having some sort of impact in that space. So if you find that you just sit in meetings, you sit in spaces, and you aren't actually creating any effect, you